That was it.
Whoa.
That's the only time you get it.
Okay, happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to Lori last week, Thursday, right?
Yes,
Thursday.
Jamie saying to me. So, oh, by the way, welcome to our show.
Welcome to our show. I was
We're just
trying to
continuing
explain
our
this to somebody the other
conversation.
day, and I was like, "Well, it's kind of like a podcast, but it's not a podcast. It's just us live. But really, it actually is like a podcast." And then I was like getting all caught up in I don't even know what to call it. Our show. I like that.
Yeah, I
It's our
don't know
show.
what to either, really. When I do these kinds of things, I'm just like,
Yeah,
it's kind of a podcast because I also
it
do
kind
one
of
here
is.
with Mara and now Jamie Cole, and or Jamie Cole Serna. Um, yeah, it is kind of a podcast. I think
It
we
is.
do. So
Yeah,
yeah, go
it
with that.
is.
So welcome to our podcast, everybody. Welcome to the podcast, Sales and Marketing Made Simple. You are here with Lori and Jamie, and welcome, everybody. So we are talking today about your personal profile on Facebook. So, and I know that Jamie has a good story because we're going to be talking about a few different things here, kind of mainly like your personal page versus your group and like what's the difference. I mean, not like what's the difference? One's a group, one's a page. Yeah, we know that. But what's the difference when it really comes to how you're leveraging it within your sales process and why it isn't so important to your sales and how to utilize it to double, triple, or even 10 times your sales. And that may sound like impossible, but it's totally doable. And you can do it with less work than you're probably putting in now with your current stuff in a way that feels really good for you. So, Jamie, I want to hear this story though, because you
Okay.
teased it right before we started.
I know. And I wouldn't, Lori was like, what story? And I'm like, you're going to have to wait for it. You're going to have to wait for it. She's heard it before. Lori's heard it before, but she just didn't remember it. So I met somebody, actually, I think we somehow got connected in Lori's space. No, it was not. It was in our league. That's where it was. It was in our league. And I was, at the end of our league, you get to promote your stuff. And I was saying, my group. And this person said, well, before I went to your group, I went to your personal profile to check you out. Like that's because that's what we all do is you go and stalk people to be like, who is this person? And she said, Jamie, if I hadn't had such a strong feeling about you based on our interaction, I would have bounced. I wouldn't have gone into your group because the only thing on your personal profile was your dog Otis and food. And I thought, but that's me. Like that's all I post on my personal profile is my dog and my food.
Mhm.
And okay, maybe an occasional thing with my husband, but like that's my personal life. And she said, but you didn't show up as anything other than those things. And if I hadn't had a connection with you, I just would have just let it
Mhm.
go. And she said, I'm glad I didn't because your group is awesome. But she's saying this to me, you're missing something here on your personal profile. And that was like the first moment, like for me, this was, year and a half ago, maybe a year ago. I went, ooh, yeah, that is a missed opportunity. I got to do something different. I hadn't even connected it. I hadn't even
Mhm.
thought. I just thought, well, it's my personal profile, so my personal life is there. And it's just I just think Facebook has changed so much. And
Mhm.
so many people, especially with the, what is it, creator mode or professional mode
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
on Facebook, it's so much different than what I think so many people think that it is supposed to be. So that's why I'm so excited we're talking about this today. Because listen, I'll be the first to admit, and Lori knows this, I need to work on this myself. I need to work on this. I know I need to work on this. So I'm hoping this gets me a little bit of a boost. We'll all do this together. All of us will do this together. But at least I recognize how important it is. And I think that's what we want to talk about today is to make sure you all know how important it is.
Yeah, and I mean, I think some of you know that it's important, but there's maybe like some trepidation or fear around Facebook jail. Number one, and actually, we're also on LinkedIn right now, so I want to also say LinkedIn jail because that is also a real thing. I know people who've been in it. There's groups over on LinkedIn. There's business profiles, and then there's personal profiles. So this same stuff that we're saying. We might reference it more for the Facebook crowd just because we are going live on multiple platforms right now. But if you're watching on LinkedIn or even if you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn is your main profile or your main place, this is going to be relevant for you as well. But the thing that I think a lot of people miss, and I see this all the time, on Facebook, and people, friend requesting me, or people joining my group, or people asking me to help them, with their messaging and their content. And then I look at their page and I'm like, well, no, because it's like starting from square one, like outright. Like if you've reached out to me and I've kind of like said, I don't know that it's a good fit, that's probably part of it, because I'm looking at your personal profile and right now you have no presence, right? Or maybe you have a presence, but it's not the one that, you want people to really know you for. And the story that Jamie just told is so relevant. And I think a lot of people forget that your personal profile is the first thing people see. Even if you're meeting them in Facebook groups, you're right. Like in that case, that person, and I know who it is. Yes. And I remember that now. And that person, they met you in a networking event. So you had that upper hand. But most people that you're going to engage with, that you're going to interact with, they're going to see your content. They have never met you. And if you are commenting on their thing in a group, or you're inviting them to join your group on Facebook, right? And then they click on your profile, they're going to click on you before they go join your group to see, is this even worthwhile?
Right.
And if what they see is Otis pictures and recipes and pictures of your dinner from last night, unless you are like a nutritionist or health coach or something where that's relevant.
Personal chef.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. People don't care about it.
No.
Sorry, might be harsh, but people don't care about your personal life in your business. Jamie, I'm going to let you talk for a second. I need to get something to drink.
I was just going to say, Laura, you can either keep coughing or just get your water and let me. Yeah. And I will say this, as I know oftentimes what I hear people say is, but I don't want to give up my family. I don't want to give up my connections to my family. I don't want to give up. It's the only place I connect with my relatives or my friends from high school or whatever else. Set up a separate profile for that. You can have multiple profiles in Facebook. Set up a personal profile. I promise you, your friends, your family, your high school people, they'll go wherever you tell them to, and leverage your actual personal profile to do more than just that. Like for me, that just, as soon as Facebook opened that up and I realized I could do it, it was like, oh, this makes perfect sense now. I can still have that space, but it doesn't start to impact my business, or I can leverage this amazing tool that I have inside of Facebook for my business. Personal stuff can go somewhere else.
Yes. And I will say that I'm also going to say, I'm going to come in and say, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Sorry. Again, I'm all, you guys, I mean, if you follow my content, I'm all about being direct, but I've up-leveled my directness in the last few weeks even. But the thing is yes, your friends, your family, you want to interact with them and blah, blah, blah. But if you want to interact with them, send them a message, pick up the phone, go over for dinner, do the things that you used to do before social media to stay in touch with your friends and your family. And use your business or your social media, because you're a virtual business owner for most of you, right? To virtually connect with the people that you want to connect with, period. Because when you go into that Facebook group, people are going to click on you. They're going to see that. If they don't see something that sets you aside as the authority, that makes you look like someone that they would actually want to buy from, they're going to keep going. Even if you are brilliant, it does not matter. So you have to ask yourself, how much do I want my business to work versus do I want to keep talking to my family and posting pictures of stuff that my business people don't care about? You have to make a choice.
It's like how I'm not, it's not that you don't have to, it's not like you can no longer be friends with them. It's just, you're choosing to be friends with them in a different way. And you're choosing to use this tool for your business. And I want to talk about the flip side of that, because I do hear this from time to time, is people say, yeah, but I don't want my uncle saying something snarky on a business post. Okay, unfriend uncle, whoever it is, because if they're going to comment and they're going to ruin your business over, just because you unfriend Uncle Willie does not mean he's no longer your uncle. You're just saying, if you can't behave, you don't get access here. Sorry, bye.
Yeah, which I think kind of is a little lead-in here. So my understanding is that my friends and my followers don't see the same things if I change the post privacy to friends or public. Okay, so all of your posts on your personal page for your business, absolutely need to be public. And the thing is you want to be friending people that are in your business world. So setting it to friends or like they're still going to see it. Even if you do that, you can set specific groups, or like Jamie said, you can create certain profiles and only invite certain people to follow them. But I want to just like, again, be direct and set that aside and say, what is your priority here? Is your priority sharing dog pictures, cat pictures, and talking to your mom on Facebook? Or is your priority building your business and making some fucking money? Sorry. Like, I'm going to be direct because, you know, we can pussyfoot around it all we want. But if you are not prioritizing your business because you're scared of what your family's going to think, your business isn't your priority. And you need to have a different conversation with yourself.
I will say I did try to do this. When I first went down this path, I was like, I'll just sort everybody and I'll have different categories and all this. It doesn't work. It's a pain in the ass, and you don't want it to. I mean, we already have enough to think about as entrepreneurs, like a million gazillion things. Now you're just adding a million gazillion more. No, I'm telling you, it's so much easier to just be like, my friends and family are in a completely different place, and my personal profile is all business.
Yes.
Now, and I will say this, I do, and Lori probably coached me on this, I do post some personal stuff on that page because I feel like you do have to bring your whole self, but it's maybe once a week. It's not every day.
Yeah. And again, I post some stuff, you know, too, because people like to see a little glimpse, but that's it. A little glimpse to make you human. And I don't know who that actually was that I was talking to. So please know that I'm not like trying to like swear at you, but I think you get it because he said, I don't know what the family sees. It's about my content from 99 until now. Was Facebook around in 99? No.
I just know that I'm older than Facebook, and that makes me feel really old to say those words.
I think it was. I started it in 2008. Before that was MySpace. And it says, I'm not erasing my content from the beginning of time. 2009. Yeah. Okay. If you guys really are bored and you want to go back and see my content from 2009, have at it.
And I would say enjoy the laugh because you're going to have, because I just remember what my hair.
I've not gotten rid of anything.
No, I remember what my hair looked like back then. I'm telling you, it's probably worth the trip down memory lane. But most people, we barely go back 10 posts. Nobody's going to go back to 2009 and stalk that stuff. They're just not.
So don't worry about that then, right? Yes. No, you can like, okay, limiting belief, story, squashed. Nope, go. And the thing is the more you put on there, then the faster that stuff's going to be buried. So just start putting out some really good, powerful content that showcases your genius to people. And that stuff goes away really, really fast. Really fast. And yeah.
And I promise that your perfect person is smart enough to know that back in 2010, you were not in your business that you are now. Or were you, that even if they did go back and find that stuff, they recognize that they're going way back in the past. This is what I would call classic overthinking, because I do it all the time. You're overthinking it. Stop overthinking it.
Yeah. Get out of your head and just be like, okay, what do I need to do to make this business work? I need to get out there, put myself out there, and just start doing it. Like that's really, really what it comes down to. Good. See, you can go start doing it right now today. And yes, everything, like just going back to what you're saying, everything should be public that you post if you want people to see it, because it's even if you're adding friends, like they're your ideal audience, especially, you know, if you're in creator mode or whatever, like you can get a lot of eyes on your content from people who are not your friends. So you want to make sure that it is public because again, if someone's connecting with you in a Facebook group, they click on your page and you have it private and they can't see anything, that's just as bad as you having pictures of your mom and your dog and everything else out there. Just as bad, if not worse, because it's like you've got your profile all locked up to private, but yet you're trying to grow your business. Really? Like, that doesn't make sense. So, yeah.
I will say that the other thing that comes up every once in a while, because I spend a lot of time helping people with their Facebook groups, is if you're going to create an event in your Facebook group and you want to invite people to that event, you can only invite friends. So if you're not making friends with the people in your group, if you're not making friends with your perfect person, you can't invite them into your events in your Facebook group. It's all connected. It's all connected. So start making friends with the people in all of the other spaces.
Yeah, if you're interacting, they're your ideal person. And that's the part that matters. Don't just be friends with people to be friends with them. Don't just talk to people to talk to them. Don't just invite them to your group to get the numbers up there. It's about having the people in your audience that you want to. And that brings me to like the how to leverage your profile to double your sales. When your audience is filled with your ideal people, and then you're putting out content that raises that authority that you have, and you're putting that out there, it's really, really simple to make that happen. Like really simple to make that happen.
I saw somebody the other day posted and said they posted in a group and they said, I'm using my personal profile for business. It's super active. Why would I need to create a group? And there was just lots of conversation. Everybody was chiming in, but the gist of it was, if you're using your personal profile like that, and if you're all in and you're making friends and you've got all this content, maybe you don't. If you're getting all the business you could possibly want, maybe you don't need that. That's how powerful that personal profile can be if you're using it in the right way.
Yeah. And obviously, like, this is coming from Jamie, who's like literally has programs about Facebook groups telling you don't necessarily need a group, because for some people, personal profile is just fine. And I have clients who've started groups and then they've been like, I don't actually want a group. I get really good traction on my personal profile. And you can do that. And some people too are like, well, I have my group so I can sell, and then I have my personal profile to build rapport. And I think that was one of those things of the past too, where again, people were worried about Facebook jail, worried that they couldn't sell or they'd get thrown,
trouble. I'm getting trouble.
And that's not going to happen. You can sell. It's all about how you're doing it. If you're doing it in a way that's sleazy and that people are reporting you, then yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. But if you're like selling I sell every day, and a lot of times lately I've been putting the same things in my group and my personal, because different people see different things, but you can absolutely leverage that to sell, and you can determine which works better for you. And maybe it's a combination. My group is great for certain things, but my personal profile, people who aren't in my group, that's where they're going to see that. And that's what makes them even want to come into my group in the first place, is to be putting that stuff out. So if you're not putting out sales, if you're not talking about your offers, if you're not showcasing your authority on your personal page, you're literally leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table every single month.
And you have to keep in mind that there are people out there, depending on who your ideal client is, that don't want to hang out in groups. So if you're saying, I'm only going to put my business stuff over in my group, and you have to come over there to get all my business stuff, again, there are people who are like, I don't want to be in another group. I'm already in enough groups. I don't need another group. So, but they will follow you on your personal profile. So you got to you at least, if you're going to have a group, you also want to make sure you're active on your personal profile. You don't have to have a group. So it's like, you don't have to have both, but if you have to pick, personal profile. Yeah.
All day, every day. Like a group is a community. It takes a lot of commitment. So don't just do it because you think that's what you have to do, because you don't. Your personal profile, Facebook, LinkedIn, it can be, you don't even need and I know, like we've talked about group and personal. I just want to touch briefly on business profiles, like business pages. Like my business page, the Zennial Traveler. I don't know the last time I did anything on it. Well, I think we're live on it right now, technically, because it's connected. So I go live on it, but I don't do anything with it, because the thing is Facebook doesn't prioritize that, especially, and this is that person that just put the last question in. I'm going to respond to that as part of this. They don't prioritize your business pages like they do your personal profiles. So I know some people that get a lot of traction, but there are people who were getting traction before like some of these changes. And a lot of people, like if you're joining groups and stuff, they're not going to allow you to join as your business. And people want to engage with people. So if you join something as your business, or you're commenting as your business, people don't see you as a person, and they don't, like, it's just, personally, I think it's a waste of time for most businesses, unless you are a brick and mortar type of business, maybe like, I plan events in the Virgin Islands, like where you're somewhere where they're 20 years behind. Like, sorry if you're watching in the Virgin Islands, they're very up to date on some things, but there's certain things that they're literally like 20 years behind on. And that's kind of one of them. Facebook is like a website for a lot of people there, so that's different. But if you are a virtual business owner, your business page doesn't matter. Now the question is how do we get the follow next to our name on posts like I see on other pages? You get the creator profile. That is how. You switch to creator profile, so you have followers and friends. They all show up like together depending on how you're looking at them, but you can just follow someone instead of friending them. And a lot of people will do that, or people can friend request you. When they do that, they automatically are following you, but you don't have to accept their friend request in order for that to happen.
Yeah, and if you don't know how to do that, just Google how do I set up creator on Facebook. There are a bazillion YouTube videos on it. It's super easy once you know what you're doing. So they'll walk you through it. But and here's the easy way that I often explain this, and people seem to get it. A follower sees you, but you don't see their content. A friend, you see each other's content. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you only want to be friends with people who you know are your perfect people. So if somebody wants to follow you and or friend request you and you're like, I don't know about this person. If you don't accept them as a friend, they're going to follow you. So they're going to still see your content, but you don't see their stuff in your feed. That's a really good kind of rule of thumb there.
Yeah, that's a great way to, I think, explain it. And if they're your perfect fit people, though, you really do want to friend them because you want to engage both ways. Which, we could go into a whole different conversation on that. But you do want those people connected and seeing your personal profile. And honestly, your personal profile, like if you are not using it, if right now, if I go to your page and I don't think we have a lot of people on live, but if you are here live and you want me to go look at your personal page or Jamie to look at your personal page, we'll tell you where you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table right now and what you need to do to change it. Because it is the first thing people see. And if it does not showcase your genius fully, when someone lands on it, that perfect fit person that we're talking about, doesn't matter if you're friends, if you are not leveraging that for its full capacity, they're still not going to be buying from you because they are not going to see what they want from you. So you need to leverage this heavily in your business because it's what's going to bring people into your groups if you have them. It's what's going to bring people into your programs. It's what's going to keep you from having to spend hours and hours and hours trying to get more clients and to have clients just coming to you.
And I always think of it like this, and I'd love to know your take on this, Lori, but I think your personal profile is your opportunity to be an expert and to share your authority and to share your opinions, perspectives, whatever else it is. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily where you go to create community. You create community in your group. That's where you're asking questions and getting people to share. That's what a group is for. But your personal profile is your authoritative place. It's your place to say, here's what I think about this. And if you really want to stand out, that's what people want to know. It's somebody the other day said, my coach told me I couldn't post quotes anymore. And I was like, well, do you like posting quotes? And she said, yeah. And I'm like, well, then post quotes. But here's the key. Don't just post the quote and be like, look at what this person said. Isn't that awesome? Post that quote and then share your perspective because that's what people want. They want to know, how does this quote tie in with what you're an expert in? How does it make you feel? How does it help your clients? Your perspective is what matters. If you can't come up with your own quote and you want to use somebody else's, just add to it. I'd love to know, Lori, what you think about that, the whole quote thing and being an expert and all of that.
Why their coach?
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure I tell my clients that.
She didn't name names, but I don't think so.
But anyway, no. So I like your take on it, Jamie. I think that's like meet you in the middle kind of a thing. But I also think now I moved too much, so I got blurry again. Sorry, guys, I'm a little blurry. But so posting quotes is not showcasing your genius. And just when people come to your page, you have like split seconds, right, to get their attention and to make them go, ooh, she gets me. She understands me. She's in my head. And so while that quote is great and they might be like, oh, okay, good. Thanks for sharing. That is not going to be what gets them to buy from you. So you can share those things and it's just fine. It's just like you can do engagement posts all day, every day, but they don't showcase your genius at all. They don't make people want to buy from you. Just because you get a lot of engagement doesn't mean people want to buy from you. So if you really, really want people coming into your world from your profiles, from your content alone, you have to showcase your expertise in a way that sets you apart as that expert. So what you're saying there, Jamie, I think is a stepping stone. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. It's a baby step towards creating your own really powerful content that positions you as an authority. If you need to share the quote, then it should come with something, your perspective about why this is right or not. I love this quote, and everybody can do good, and you can do good too, and love yourself.
That's a good call out. Yeah, that's not what I meant. Yeah, it's not it's what do you really think? Like, share your real true opinion. Yeah. Say the thing that nobody else is saying. Argue against the quote. Talk about why you don't like this quote. You want to get some discussion going. You want to really show that, is challenge some of that. People want, yes, they want to feel good, but they also want to be challenged to think. And I think we miss that opportunity so often by just being like, yay, go.
Yeah. And let me just, I'm gonna add one thing on what you just said there. People want to feel good. They do, but they're not looking to hire somebody to make them feel good. They're looking to hire somebody to help them change their life. So whether you're a business coach, whether you're a life coach, whether you're a health coach, a marriage coach, whatever you are, they need you to change their life. Sharing someone else's stuff, sharing fluffy, engaging content will get likes, it will get comments, but it will not get you clients. So if you want to double your sales, you need to be an authority.
I just posted, and I was talking to a client this morning about the same thing. It was National Pie Day the other day. 3/14 is 3.14, right?
And it's my birthday. Pie
and
day.
Your birthday. And so, of course, I did a post on, do you like cake or pie? And you get a gazillion comments. And it's fun, right? And it's very easy to get down this path of, oh my gosh, 97 people commented on my post. Look at me go. But it does nothing for you. It's only for fun. Now, one could argue that it gets the algorithm going. Whatever you believe is fine. But that if that's all that you're doing, that's when you're missing out, because people are not going to hire you because you post fun stuff. People are not going to hire you because you make them laugh, right? You can sprinkle that in because I know you love it. I love it too. Yeah. But you got to have the other stuff. Think of it more like, I'm not replacing. I'm just adding and augmenting what I'm doing, and I'm sharing my truth. I'm sharing my authority.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. So to come full circle here, your personal profile is your online business card. It is the place that people are going to go to check you out, to see if they want to hire you, to see if they want to stay connected with you, if they want to join your programs, your groups, whatever it is. So if right now, if you go to your page and you can't say, this is what I want to be known for, this is what I want people to like see me as, if this is not leveraging my authority and my genius, then what am I going to do, right? You need to be able to go and look and know that if that's not happening, something needs to change.
And you know what? I think that's good advice for all of us to do all the time. Like, check in on yourself, wherever you are, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or in your group, and say, if I were brand new coming in and this was the content I'm seeing, is this how I'm wanting my new people to feel? Is this what I'm wanting to interact with? It's a great way to kind of catch yourself. It's like do an audit of yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that was helpful to everybody, but your personal profile, LinkedIn, Facebook, doesn't matter. That is where it's at. Your business page is doesn't matter. And your group only relevant if you really want to build that community. And your personal profile can help you to get people into that. But you can sell, you can do authority. You should be doing those things on your personal page. I love this. I don't know who this was, but I'm just going to put this up here quickly before we kind of wrap up. I have some work to do, but on the flip side, I can delete my business page and free up some time. Bam, there you go.
I would say, I don't know that I would delete the business
Just
page.
don't worry about it.
Just don't worry about it. There's
Yeah.
every once in a while when you're posting on your personal profile, it says, do you want to post this on your business page? Just click the box. Just so that, think of it like this. Your business page just needs to look like you're open for business. If you post something there once every other week, you're fine. What you don't want is to go check out somebody's business page and they haven't posted since 2019. Like that's too far back. But don't even go through the trouble of deleting it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm thinking about like my page for my wedding planning. That might be the case, but I don't bring people in through social media anymore. It's only through SEO. And
I think you need a business page on Facebook anyway. I'm not sure about LinkedIn to run ads. Don't you still need a business page to run ads? Yeah. So if at some future point, even if you're not running ads now, if at some future point you think you're going to run ads, you don't want to delete it. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
You'll need, I mean, just leave it, but you can just ignore it for the most part.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of cross post. Like again, here, the stock content I'm putting out on it right now is my lives. That's it. So
yeah.
Multi-stream. So, okay. Well, lots of good nuggets dropped here today. I know, Jamie, you have, speaking of Facebook.
Yeah.
Did you start your news thing yet? Your new
already in. Yeah. Yeah. Ignite has started. We're in, what are we in? Week 2 or 3?
Okay. So it's too late to join.
Too late to join, but I am doing it again this summer, June, July, and August. So if anybody wants to come and learn about Facebook groups, June, July, August, it's a 3-month program. Right now, I'm getting ready to do my next Go Live challenge. I know what you're thinking. And I know, Laura, you're going to message me afterwards. You can, that's fine. But I freaking love this challenge. So I'm going to keep doing it because I love meeting new people and it brings in a whole lot of new people. So my Go Live challenge starts in April. Okay. How about you? What are you promoting right now, Lori?
Well, I have a new program that starts in 2 weeks. It is a Voxer experience. So it is an audio-based course, and it's super exciting, called Dream Clients on Demand. So if you want to be calling in dream clients on demand through your words primarily alone, it's a course, 2-week course. It's very, very, very reasonably priced. So if you're wanting to do that, make those shifts, it's definitely one that I would recommend jumping into. And my retreat as well. So if you want to go to Bali in October, and you want to expense that as a business expense because it's going to be a business mastermind and a beautiful trip to Bali, message me. We'll talk.
Very exciting, Lori. That's very
exciting. If you've never been to Bali, people, it's brilliant. It's going to be so good.
I do have, by the way, I did a series on personal profiles, using your personal profile for business, like a 1.5 years ago. So if anybody wants it, let me know. I'll give you the links. It's outdated. It needs to be updated. And so I'll probably do it again, April, May. I just don't have it planned yet. But so if anybody out there is curious, just reach out to me and I'll either get you the old links or I'll make sure you're on my list to communicate when we do that.
I think I actually went live in your group last year on this.
You did.
Topic.
You did. A year ago. Yes, it was a year ago. Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome too. It was a really good series.
Yeah, message Jamie if you want that link too.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like you sit there and you think that was a year ago. Think about how much has changed in a year though. Like I know I've changed in a year. Holy cow. So
I don't even know what I said about this a year ago. So I would say with me, always go with the most current because
exactly.
In my mind, like some people change their clothes. So.
That's right, but it's still good. You'll still get nuggets out there. But I'm
relevant. This is just way better.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Jamie, as always, and we will talk to you all very soon. Happy Monday and have an awesome week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.